What's up, guys? This one of the nasty days, raining. It's the old ambulance we took at the Rendezvous in the Ozarks, me and stepson, almost 2 weeks ago. And while we was down there, I remembered why I sold my last van build. They just aren't big enough. So unfortunately, all the work I put into this is going to end up going to somebody else, because I'm going to end up selling it. And while we was down there, I decided to do what I was going to do 2 years ago when I sold my van. Well, I take that back. A year ago when I sold my van. When I sold my van, I bought a 38 foot diesel pusher Winnebago. The guy I bought it from wasn't real honest with me on it. Broke down on me on the way home. Made it about 20 miles from his house. Gave a pretty substantial amount of money for it. Ran up there after work. I left my shop at about 5 that evening. Got up there about 2 hours away from home. Got up there, took it for a test drive, ended up buying it. Left his house about 10:30 that evening to come home. Like I say, made about 20 miles from his house. Gave, like I say, a good amount of money for it. He didn't tell me the transmission controller was going out. So 20 miles from his house, quits us, side of the road, have to get towed the rest of the way home. Well, that was a $450 tow bill. He calls me. Well, I message his daughter, have his daughter call me. He blocks his number when he calls me. So automatically, I know he knows, something's up, that he didn't tell me everything on it. Ask him if he ever had any issues with it. Nope. Of course, nope. Never any issues. Have it taken over to a buddy's shop. That cost me another $400. They wasn't 100% sure that they found the issue, but they said, well, the transmission controller was getting hot. Got online, Googled around. It's a common issue on the Allison push-button transmissions, or the transmission shifter of that year, that the electronics in there, they're old and they just go out. So it ended up costing me another $650 to have that thing shipped off and rebuilt. So it ended up costing me $1,500 to fix this piece of crap. And then ended up, he was a shyster on top of that too about the tires. The tires had a bunch of weather cracking. He'd covered that up with some real high quality tire shine. So that thing, after I got it back to where you could actually drive it, after the transmission controller was fixed, I put it online and sold it. And I was planning to buy a school bus when I sold it. But I had a 4-door cab over Isuzu that I already had bought. So I decided to go ahead and build a box for it. And I did. But I had a lot of money in that thing. I gave 10 grand for just the truck. And then ended up with about another 5,000 or 6,000 in the box build, and I built the box myself. So decided I really didn't want to put any more money in it, just because I already had a substantial amount in it. So I sold it. That's when I ended up with the ambulance. I didn't really look for the ambulance, just one of my buddies had it, needed rid of it, so I bought it. And started doing the conversion on it. Like I said, a couple weeks ago, we took it to the Rendezvous in the Ozarks, and it reminded me of why I sold the first van conversion. Just not big enough. For 2 people, they're fine. Full family, not so much. The van, we spent almost a week in Biloxi, Mississippi in it. I got frustrated with it just because we didn't have enough room. It ran great. It had a 7.3 diesel in it too. But we just didn't have enough room. We was all packed in on top of each other. There was 4 of us at that time. There'll be 5 of us in about a month and a half. So while we was at the Rendezvous, I decided, you know what? We get home, I'm gonna look for a bus. And I won't be able to go places in this bus that I could in the ambulance, especially after I was gonna full drive the ambulance. But the bus is big enough. It's 78 passenger, so it's somewhere 37 to 40 feet long, about like the motorhome was. And I can pull the trailer behind it, and we can throw a Jeep on it or my full drive pickup or something if we want to go tool around where the bus won't go. But for the 5 of us, the bus is going to be a better base to start with. The ambulance, gotta get some paperwork lined out on it, and then I'll have it up for sale. We'll have 2 different options of selling. Either the way it is with my Snowmaster fridge, my Red Arc charger, a lithium battery, the Howling Moon awning, or I'll sell it without. Either way. I'd rather sell it with, because on the bus, I'm going to have to probably do a different solar system. I'm going to need more power. And so I'm going to go pick it up Friday. There it is. It's got a 5.9 Cummins in it. I wanted the flat nose just because it doesn't scream at you near as much of, hey, look at me on the school bus. You guys are getting, every time I turn around, getting to see some of my crap on my desk. I do paperwork about once a year. So pretty excited for the bus. Quite a ways to go get it. It's up by one of my brother's house up by Kansas City. So it's about a 5-hour drive, I think, to go get it. May end up taking a trailer with me and just haul my pickup home behind the bus, which involves some work if the receiver hitch for the bus gets here in time. Ordered a receiver hitch when I had the bid previous to what I ended up getting it for. But whenever I had the bid originally, I went on ahead and ordered a receiver hitch on Amazon. It was free return, so if I didn't get the bus, I'd just return it or just cancel it. But I did end up getting a bid on the bus. So I may end up taking the receiver hitch with me and some tools. And if I do, I'll make a video of all that, because I'll be either at my brother's house in his driveway, putting a receiver hitch on the bus to hold my truck home behind the bus, or at the school. Most likely, probably at my brother's house in the driveway. It'd look kind of funny in the parking lot of the school, laying under it and drilling holes to put a receiver hitch on it. But we'll find out for sure come Friday if I'm going to haul my truck home behind the bus, or if I'll just leave one of my rigs at my brother's house, and then in a couple weeks when he's down, hitch a ride back with him to go pick it up. But anyway, I guess I better cut this short so I can run to the bank and try to get this thing paid for. I tried to pay for it over the phone, but I'm gonna have to just have money wired to them. But anyway, nobody needs to know really what I gave for it, so I'm covering up the sale price. Because knowing me, as I do with all my projects, it may eventually be for sale. Let's see, there it is again. 5.9 Cummins Allison transmission. my 10-year plan. I'm gonna have to hurry and get done with this to go and run to the bank. But my 10-year plan is to get this bus ready so that when my property here at the shop is paid for and my wife can take early retirement from teaching, that I'll sell the business here in the glass shop, and then she can retire from teaching and we can go on the road some, just travel around and kind of enjoy life. We both worked since we was 16, 17 years old. It's around the farm. I've worked since I was about 8. Neither one of us took the time before getting a full-time job and getting married to go and travel around and enjoy life any, so we'll do it in our midlife years. But anyway, I'm gonna hop off here, and don't forget to like, subscribe, stay tuned for going and getting this bus. I'll have a video of it whenever I go get it. And I say stay tuned for the bus build and whatever else might go on here at the shop. With me, there's no telling. All right, till next time, you guys have a good one.